You ever see 6 black SUVs parked on a manicured Texas street at sunrise? Blue and red lights flashing across the kind of lawn you'd sell a kidney to afford? That's what it looked like the morning they hauled Vivian Langston Ashford off her front porch. Vivian Langston Ashford, you are under arrest for federal wire fraud, real estate fraud, and 17 counts of deed forgery spanning 3 states. The FBI agent's voice just sliced through the quiet smooth. Cold. Absolute. I watched her platinum hair come loose from its bun. Watched her heels sink into the perfect grass as they cuffed her. And I'll tell you, she still tried to scream her way out, swearing up and down. I run this HOA. 19 years. You can't do this. She looked right at me then, all rage and disbelief. And I just tipped my hat back so the sun would catch the badge on my jacket. That ranch was never yours to sell. Vivian. I said it slow, just to let the words soak in. But this story, it started 3 weeks earlier, with me sweating in a leather chair that smelled like old money and bad decisions, inside the limestone walls of a law firm in Austin. Across from me sat Horace Henderson, 72, built like a retired linebacker, glasses perched halfway down his nose. He slid a thick folder across the desk like it might explode. Shepard Kane, he said, your great-uncle Ezra left you Crosswind Ranch, 427 acres. Title's clean. Been in the family since 1891. You ever see a map with property lines drawn in red ink that looks like dried blood? That's what I saw. That old boundary curling around the ranch. Alone and stubborn, an island of independence in a sea of HOA developments. But there was a catch. Always a catch. Henderson took off his glasses, polished them, then finally spit it out. Someone's been using your land. The Silver Pine Estates HOA built on it. Sold lots. 12 of them. Starting at 1.2 million a pop. I swear I felt my pulse spike. 3 hours later, after a long drive with nothing but my own questions and a Texas sky sharp enough to cut, I pulled up to Crosswind Ranch. There's the old Gatemy family's name carved into stone since 1891. Now hidden under a brand new sign, Silver Pine Estates. Common area. Authorized personnel only. I laughed. Couldn't help it. This was my land. And some HOA had painted over it like a toddler with a crayon. And then the real welcoming committee showed up to white SUVs. HOA patrol on the sides. For guys in matching polos. And then her. Vivian. Light blue suit. Sunglasses shoved up in her platinum hair. Nails painted warning sign red. She marched up, clipboard in hand, grinning like she'd just won a prize pig at the county fair. You're trespassing on HOA property. She snapped. Ma'am, this is my land, I said, waving the deed. She just laughed a cold, hard sound. Honey, I've sold 12 lots here. I got $4. 8 million in deposits. Buyers move in next month. She was already calling the sheriff before I could say another word. 5 minutes to leave before you're arrested. She tossed at me, voice like syrup poured over broken glass. I left, but not because she told me to. See, I've been in federal law enforcement, 12 years retired. Mostly. But those old instincts never really quit on you. I made some calls. Fired up the laptop at a cheap motel. Logged into databases most folks don't know exist. And as I dug, the picture got ugly fast. Vivian wasn't just running an HOA, she was running a racket. 47 properties. 3 states. 19 years. She'd acquired land from widows. Veterans. Anyone too frail or too alone to fight back. Signed donations from people who couldn't even hold a pen. My uncle's signature dated August 2019 while he was paralyzed. Couldn't speak or write a word. That's when the anger settled in my bones. But I wasn't alone. Not for long. I tracked down Opal Whitfield, 84 and sharper than barbed wire, sitting in the sunroom at Magnolia Pines nursing home, clutching a black and white photo of her father by an old barn. They told me I donated my land, she said, voice trembling. I never signed a thing. She brought cookies, smiled, told me it was for the community. Next thing I knew, my farm was gone. And there it was. Plain as day, a whole list of families Vivian had rolled over like a bulldozer. All brushed aside because, as Opal said, Who believes old people when there's paperwork saying otherwise? Then Warren Beckley stepped out of the Shadowsa man, who looked like he'd slept in his car. HOA treasurer for 15 years until Vivian canned him. He handed me a USB drive. 2 sets of books. One for show. One for real. Shell companies. Kickbacks. Even the sheriff's brother's on the take. My own mother was next. Man, that's when I knew I had to do something. There's always a point when fear turns to resolve. This was it. What followed was a chess game fakes. Threats. Restraining orders. Sheriff Morrison tried to muscle me out with his badge, smiling that oily smile, letting me know his brother was the judge, his cousin the clerk, his wife the DA's assistant. Leave town before something unfortunate happens. He sneered. But see, when you threaten a cowboy on his own dirt, all you do is give him a map to your secrets. That's how I ended up sitting across from Special Agent Miranda Thorne at the FBI San Antonio office, pouring out the story, every fraudulent deed, every forged signature, every stolen notary seal. What are you thinking? She asked, flipping through the evidence. Rico, I said, this is organized crime. Not just one bad apple, but a whole orchard. We moved fast then. Warrants, raids, the whole 9 yards. And when the feds walked into that HOA meeting, Vivian in her blue suit, still trying to bluff the crowd, Agent Thorne holding up her badge for all to see, was like watching a dam break. Mrs. Langston Ashford, you are not under arrest yet, but I suggest you don't leave the county. The room went dead quiet. People started to realize that maybe, just maybe, they'd hitched their wagons to the wrong star. Then came the morning of reckoning. Black SUVs, helicopters, news vans, neighbors recording every second. They pulled Vivian out of her house in a silk robe, hands shaking, face white as a sheet. She screamed about knowing the governor, screamed about her friends in Washington, but her voice cracked, and nobody listened. They found 7 stolen notary seals in her safe. 19 years of fraud, $68 for millions stolen, 47 families erased from the land their ancestors built. You'd think there'd be cheers, but there weren't. Just a heavy silence as they let her out, her empire crumbling like wet cardboard. Sheriff Morrison and his brother the judge went down next. Corruption, obstruction, conspiracy. The bank execs who signed off on the fake loans, the clerks who certified the documents, all swept up. The news ran wild with it. HOA president runs a criminal ring, gets what's coming. But the real payoff? Opal got her farm back. Warren's mother got her house. 47 families, some alive, some gone, but not forgotten, finally got justice and a chance to reclaim what was stolen from them. And me? I stood on Crosswind Ranch, watching the sun set over the grass, feeling the old stones under my boots. Land isn't just dirt. Shepherd, Uncle Ezra used to say. It's memory. It's family. It's proof we were here. I get it now. Vivian didn't just steal property, she tried to erase lives. Tried to write her own history in someone else's blood. So yeah, justice is real. Sometimes it takes a while. But karma's got good aim. And maybe next time, it'll be you standing up, refusing to let the bullies and frauds win. Or maybe it's already you, maybe you've seen it. Maybe you're living it. All I know is, you don't need a badge to fight for what's right. You just need to care enough not to walk away. So tell me, where do you draw the line between power and justice? When does looking the other way become a crime in itself? Drop your thoughts below. Share your story. Tell me, have you ever seen justice done? Or had to fight for it yourself? Let's keep this going, because these stories, they belong to all of us.